Alright, we're going to go ahead and take a look at some surface area questions. The first question reads, a rectangular prism, and we're going to box rectangular prism, and its dimensions are shown in the diagram. What is the total surface area of the prism in square inches? Specifically, total surface area. So remembering back, we're going to go ahead and find our formula. Our formula reads capital P, so we're looking for capital P, perimeter of the base, times your height, plus 2 times the area of the base. So what I did is I put the perimeter of the base in red, the height in blue, and in green I have the area of the base. What's in black? The plus 2. That is always in the questions. You don't plug any numbers in, they just stay the same. Alright, so let's go ahead and first find the perimeter of the base. Well, we have to figure out what is the base exactly. So the base is down here. We're going to go ahead and shade it in. Here's our base. Our numbers that we're going to use for base are 7.5 and 5. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my base, and I'm going to put it below the P. Get that real quick. All right. Okay. So I'm going to write my numbers: 7.5, 5, 7.5, and 5. What I'm going to do with each one of these numbers is add them up. So I'm going to take 7.5 plus 5 plus 7.5 plus 5. When I put that in my calculator, I'm going to get 25 as my perimeter. Next thing, I need to figure out where my height is. Well, that's easy. It's usually going to be the number that you didn't use. So it's 6.5 over here, or the actual height of the rectangular prism as it's sitting down. Now, we have that. Now we have our plus 2. We know that that stays the same. And then we have my big B, which is my area of the base. So again, I'm going to draw my rectangle, or yes, my rectangle. I'm going to use 7.5 and 5. I'm going to go ahead and multiply the two, because it's length times width, or base times height. I do 7.5 times 5, and when I do that, I'm going to get 37.5. Now I have a lot going on this left side, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to my right, and I'm going to plug those numbers in as is. So in my red, I'm going to put what I got, my number, which was 25. Then I'm going to multiply it times my height, which was 6.5. Then I'm going to add 2 times 37.5. So right there, just kind of squeezed it in. And when I multiply all those numbers, so in my calculator, I'm going to take 25 times 6.5 plus 2 times 37.5. And my final answer I'm going to get is 237.5 inches squared. Now it's going to ask you to record your answer and fill in the bubbles on your answer document. Be sure to use the correct place value. What that means is when you fill in your bubble sheet, you're going to of course put your 2, your 3, your 7, fill in the dot, and make sure and put the 5. Put that exactly how you would on your answer document. Find your 2, bubble in your 2, your 3, your 7, your dot, and then the 5. You won't have to worry about putting plus or minus because it's a positive number. Next question. A can, so go ahead, of course, we're going to read it. A can is in the shape of a cylinder. So cylinders are key word. Has a diameter And here's the thing about diameter. If I see the word diameter, I want you to automatically put divided by 2 above it, below it, wherever you need to, but just remember, you always divide by 2. Every time you see that word, just put divided by 2. Of 6 centimeters and a height of 10 centimeters. Which measurement is closest to the total surface area of the can in square centimeters? So total surface area. So on this question, they did not provide us a picture, so I'm going to go ahead and draw it the best of my ability. Draw a cylinder, draw it kind of like an oval. Bring your lines down, and then draw like a semi-oval. Alright, so diameter is from one side to the other. That one said it was 6, so the diameter was 6. And then its height is 10. So I'm going to use some different colors, and I'm going to go ahead and plug in my use my formula. So I look for total surface area of a cylinder. The formula reads 2 times pi times radius, so I'm going to use red for radius, squared, plus 2 times pi times radius again times height. So my radius, what I have to do to find my radius is I'm going to have to take this 6 and divide it by 2. So 6 divided by 2, and I will get 3. For my height, it's just provided for me, which is 10. So I'm going to go ahead and plug these numbers in just as is. So the good news is I really don't have to do much. I just have the whole formula written out. You can even erase it or just write below it, but just for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and just erase my radius or plug in my radius. So substitute the R for 3. And then again substitute my R for 3. Now my H is going to be my 10, so I'm going to substitute my H and put a 10. And now I have my formula. So again, 2 times pi times 3 squared plus 2 times pi times 3 times 10. When I do that in my calculator, I'm going to get, we'll go ahead and do it in your calculator and I'll wait for you. Okay, once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and get 245.04 centimeters squared, which gives me the answer of G.